welcome to NocBro Nation.
What's up, Nation?
Hey guys, today we're here to review episode 7 of The Walking Dead, Time for After.
Time for After.
Yeah, and another episode. Slow episode.
Yeah.
Plot building episode.
Plot building, and of course they're leading everything up to the mid-season finale, but I was kind of pissed off about a certain aspect of this.
I found myself actually upset about a number of things about this episode. I'm getting quite tired, and we'll get into it, but I'm getting quite tired of a couple of things. I thought that the season could have maybe had better writing when it came to a specific storyline, and I think you're on the same side. I still think that it's a great season. I think it's probably going to be one of the better seasons. I'm over the storyline that's currently going on, and I'm kind of pissed off on another character. So I guess overall the episode kind of made me a little bit mad, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah, it really was. There's a couple things that you and I both agree on that are just kind of annoying, and we didn't like kind of the direction they're going. So hopefully maybe in the mid-season finale it'll get turned around, or even after that, but there's still a lot of season left to go, and so...
And look, I think that they're gonna... We've said this before in a couple of our videos. I think that they are gonna drag All Out War through the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
And this stuff that maybe we're mad about is just kind of the filler that has to happen, because... Look, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could probably finish All Out War in like 4 episodes if you really, really wanted to. But obviously, they don't want to do that.
We're not going to do that.
So, let's get into it.
So how do we want to split this up?
Yeah, I think we'll talk about the beginnings of Rick and then go to the sanctuary, because it turns out that way, right?
Yeah.
So, Rick, he's in the trailer, kind of sweating his skivvies off, and downright he is literally sweating his skivvies off like he's in his boxers.
Yeah, and they kind of open the doors first for him, and they have him stand there, and he's kind of saying, giving his plan again, or giving his deal. I want this deal done. And there's
still time.
There's still time.
Yeah, he says to Jadis.
There's just a guy sculpting away as he's standing, drawing, and Jadis tells him to turn around. And he turns around.
But she's snapping pictures with like this old, not a Polaroid camera.
Old camera.
Old school. Like where you got to pop the bulb out.
Pop the bulb out and put a new bulb in. Yeah, very old.
Why do you need the flash?
Those cameras need a flash.
Oh, I guess they still need the flash.
They need the flash. And they probably take like 10 years for the exposure to come through.
Yeah, it was
weird.
It was kind of a weird scene. But basically what Jadis is doing is taking pictures of before, and then she tells her people to close the doors and put Rick back in, and he says, wait, what are you doing?
Right. And
she says, preparing for after.
Right.
And basically what is the plan is they're going to kill him. And the pictures are there for purpose of proof, but not to mention Jadis's own pleasure of being able to sculpt his body after the fact.
Yeah, because she says it's like, what are you doing? She says sculpture for after, preparing for after. Yeah.
So arts and crafts time will continue on with Rick in the present, obviously not alive.
Or they'll like sculpt his mold into something after he's dead.
Yeah, or turn him into a Winslow 2.0, which...
nice trophy.
Speaking of which, we'll go right into that, right? So, he's let out again for the time for after, which is revealed that, he's basically in one of their pits or whatever, and a walker is released.
Yeah, right when they brought him out and kneeled him down, I immediately said, this is going to be Winslow 2.0. Yeah. He's going to have to fight another Winslow again.
It's just upsetting, right? You're just rehashing previous material.
Well, this one was different.
It was different.
This one, they led the thing out, with like a stick with a chain on there to guide him.
Yeah, it had like a metal plate over its head covering its eyes, so it couldn't see. And then on the back of that plate was the chain that went to like a broomstick or whatever, right? So they could, you know, it's kind of like a dog with one of those catcher metal ropes or wires that they put around the neck and they're able to
the dog catchers. Yeah. Well, like what kind of sucked though was like they weren't going to have him battle. They were just going to hold him down and allow the walker just to eat him. Yep. And I was like, oh come on, you can't do like you did last time. And yeah, he beat Winslow, but have some kind of fight or something.
Well, it was a different purpose, right?
Right.
Like, he was trying to prove himself with Winslow.
True.
And with Winslow 2.0, like Jadis is on Negan's side, and here they have
she's just like done. We're just gonna kill you.
Yeah, a prominent figure of the rebellion, you could say.
But it doesn't work out the way Jadis anticipates because Rick overpowers them all, beats them up with the chain. Like he grabs a hold of the walker with the thing, with the stick, and he's beating everybody down. Then Jadis comes in to try to do something, tries to shoot him actually.
Yeah.
Rick knocks the gun out, forces her to the ground. Actually, Rick, because he's using the stick, actually pulls the walker's head off.
Well, yeah. So like as he's maneuvering the walker, you could see the neck. I mean, there's decay.
Right, it's decay,
and it's starting to crack on each side. And finally, he realizes that and just cracks it the heck off.
Then gets Jadis to the ground. As the walker's head is on the ground, he's moving his head closer because the walker's still alive.
Yeah.
And, he's basically like, look.
He puts Jadis down, right?
Yeah, puts her down.
Face to face with the walker.
Right.
And I do want to point out here before you go any further, this was kind of the first time that we've seen fear in Jadis's eyes.
She had fear.
Yeah. Obviously, she's just scared for her life. He's going to either, like, let the walker bite her.
Right.
And she's afraid.
Right. And that's what he does. He intimidates. He puts the walker right in front of her face and gives the deal again. Look, I am still going to honor this deal. My people are waiting. If you want to be destroyed, go ahead and kill me now, and you'll just be killed.
And I don't even think he gives that ultimatum. I think he pretty much says, you are going to either accept the deal. Mm-hmm. Either way, I'm walking out of here.
Yeah, I'm walking out.
He says, I'm walking out of here, and either my people are going to destroy you, or you're coming with me.
Right.
And basically, he's told Jadis, look, we have the sanctuary surrounded. Mm-hmm. You're going to go with me and accept the surrender of Negan and his lieutenants. And here's the most important part. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to kill Negan. Only me.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then she's trying to broker the deal with whatever they take, weapons, supplies, and she wants half, and he's like, a fourth. Then she says, a fourth, and I sculpt you again without your skivvies on. And Rick even mentions that before, like as he's still holding Jadis down, he's like, if you want to go ahead and shoot me and do your sculptures all you want, you're just basically biding time for my people to come kill you anyway.
Yeah.
So, but he's just like, no,
he's like,
fourth.
She says, take those off, and I sculpt you, and he's like, no, take these off, because he's still
take these off. Give me my boots. Give me my clothes right now. And it's a fourth.
I did like that. That was probably funny. One of my more favorite parts of the episode was the Rick stuff.
And she does, and she does ask Rick. I think Rick does give a little more details as to what's going on at the sanctuaries. Like they're surrounded by walkers. Yeah. They have nowhere to go. They have no guns. They're running out of food. Stick to the plan. Stick to my plan, and we will get this done.
Yeah, and I think she's also worried that, like, look, Rick needs them, but she realizes that they betrayed Rick, and she's worried about what happens after they win, and that's where that fourth and that bartering comes into play, because it's letting Jadis know that there will be a life after they win. It's not just Rick going to take her out immediately afterwards.
Right.
So yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, it was a cool piece.
The most of the other part of the episode was very Eugene heavy.
Yeah, it was.
And look, I liked that. Mm-hmm. I just didn't like the whole Eugene aspect, period, throughout about the episode.
Yeah, and so we'll get into this. And with Eugene, kind of how I see it is, Eugene is struggling with. He gets another visit from
Dwight.
He gets another visit from Dwight. And
before that, though, he's writing down in his notebook, like, what do I know? What didn't I know? Mm-hmm. And there was one other column. I forgot what the other column said. But it was basically 3 columns, and that's his way of saying kind of like a negative, positive list. Like he's trying to, in his mind, but obviously write it down. What does he know about Dwight? And in his mind, he's basically come to the conclusion that, yeah, it is Dwight.
Yeah. And when Dwight visits him, he mentions to him, he's like, look, I know it's you who is kind of working the inner circle here and kind of doing your communications out to Rick and everything. Yeah. So he tells Dwight, he knows what's up. But Dwight is basically telling him, he's like, look, man, I will do what I can in here, but my purpose is to Rick, to them.
Yeah.
And I will do what I can to make this right. But the whole thing with Eugene is trying. We know that Eugene is not a very.
He's a coward.
He's a coward. He only thinks for himself,
and he's accepted that.
Yeah,
but bothers me because he went from accepting it to then manning up and realizing that, look, he is a part of Alexandria and he is going to play his role. Then back to being a coward again, and that's when Negan took him. Completely understand his situation. He's doing what everyone else in the sanctuary is doing, and that is trying to stay alive, and they're playing this part. Dwight did the same thing. But what makes me mad here is that, and Dwight tells him this too, he's like, we have, Negan is done. The people in the sanctuary are done. They're going to lose. And all you have to do is sit down and just wait for it to happen.
Yeah, sit down and do nothing.
And do nothing. And Dwight's telling him this, and it's like he doesn't care. Like,
he doesn't. Eugene actually stands up and says, yeah, I'm Negan.
Yeah.
He just clarifies it again. And because it's also that comes to his cowardness is, Negan has basically threatened him to say, get us out of this situation or I will kill you.
With the walkers being around.
Yeah, with the walkers and everything, or I will kill you. So he's afraid of that. But I just think he's afraid of, he just doesn't know what to do. He understands what Dwight is doing. I think Dwight even mentions, these are your friends and everything. These were just companions.
And that's
he
another thing
mentions
that pisses me off.
Father Gabriel. He's like, he's just another companion. He's not my friend. And Dwight's like, seriously?
Yeah, like that's another thing. Like it's almost like he's like, there's been multiple times throughout this episode that he's denied the fact that he once was with these people and cared for these people, just like they cared for him. And here he is basically denying that fact.
He's like, nope, I was just there to gain myself. That's all I care about is myself.
And what makes me mad, and here's my point: if Dwight was someone that was pure savior, just like Negan, and Eugene knew that, and still put on that facade, like, I don't care about these people anymore, I'd be fine with that. But Eugene knows that Dwight is on the other side, knows that Dwight is fighting for Rick, and still continues just to betray his friends.
Continues to betray his friends. He also doesn't say, he says, like, look, I won't say anything. I won't tell anybody that you're the snake in the nest, or the snake in the whatever you want to call it, the mole, so to speak. But it does come up a little bit later where he's kind of meeting with Negan, and he was very close to telling Negan what's going on.
Well, he says, look, I know who you are, but here's the deal. Stop fighting for Rick, and I won't tell them that you're betraying them. Yeah. But I won't tell Negan that you're betraying him, which sucks because, like, here, that's the reason. Dwight is a main reason why Rick and them have made it this far.
Done what they, exactly.
And to see Dwight stop, it just look. I know it has to go that way eventually.
Right. Yeah, Dwight's not going to stop, but I think he probably wanted to maybe push back just a little bit, just in case he is, found out. That would be bad consequences. So
I guess I don't know. I'm so much of I'm an Negan fan, but I'm more I want to see Rick win. I know that they, spoiler alert, I know they win, right? But like, I don't want to see the turnaround, like the upper hand of Negan, and look, it's coming.
Right.
It has to come. Rick's not going to win every single battle up until the final battle. I mean,
it's true. Yeah. So, I mean, in short, Eugene and Father Gabriel kind of have a little moment together. Gabriel kind of tells him, "Look, I've been waiting for you to step up and do the right thing." And
what's Gabriel want, right? Father Gabriel wants Dr. Carson.
He wants Dr. Carson, and Eugene's like, "Well, Dr. Carson, he's gonna stay here. He's gonna do what he has to here. We were just travel companion, blah, blah, blah." He's saying the same spiel, but Gabriel's like, look, you have to have faith. I've had faith in God, but even still, he believes that Eugene can still step up get some balls and do the right thing.
And I thought that was the moment that Eugene was going to turn for the better, right? Here's Father Gabriel, who, because of fighting...
Is he sick from being bit?
No.
Heat exhaustion?
No.
Sick, maybe got the flu or something? Because even Eugene said, this is how you ended up after... Basically saying after helping Negan push through the walker. So that made me think, okay, is he really scratched? Probably
no, he's not. The doctor explained exactly what was wrong with him.
He said he needed antibiotics.
I forgot what it was. Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Father Gabriel has an infection.
Yeah, an infection.
Not an infection from
the
walker infection.
Because once I heard infection, I was like, come on, seriously?
No. Father Gabriel has an infection, but the problem is it's such a deep infection that it's affecting his organs, and any minute now that's going to cause one of his organs to fail.
Yeah.
So Father Gabriel is kind of on his deathbed until Dr. Carson can get some antibiotics, and they don't have any right now.
He's not going yet.
He's not going to. No.
If you saw our video about Father Gabriel, he's going to have his iconic comic book death. Spoilers if you guys don't know about, but...
Which we will get later on in the episode. There was a call.
It reminded me,
But
anyway,
let's finish up this. So, the whole conversation with Father Gabriel, I really thought at that moment that Eugene was going to be like, okay. I thought he was going to do the right thing.
For a split second, I thought about it too, but I think Eugene, I wouldn't say he's too far gone. I just think he's still wanting to play that part.
Yeah,
he's still wanting to. He's of course scared for his life. Good reason, but I think he's. Yeah, for a small millisecond, I thought he was going to do it, but no.
And is it just me? And I'll bring this up one more point before we move on. Like, the whole smart talk of Eugene. It's got to stop, man. Like, I get it. His character's smart.
It's who he is.
But it's just half of the shit that comes out of his mouth. I don't get. Like, I get.
It's hilarious.
But it's hard to follow.
It is hard to follow.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it is hard to follow.
They're laying it on pretty thick this season.
They are, yeah. It's pretty funny, but it's just, it gets a little... okay, let's talk normal now.
And look, that's the way he talks, but they don't need to lay it on that thick, right? But anyway, so Eugene meets with Negan. Yeah,
Negan is kind of saying, "Hey, man, what's going on? How are you gonna get us out of this?
How's it? This is where Eugene gives him his plan.
Yep.
Or what we think, right? We don't actually get to know the plan until later on in the episode.
Yeah.
But we have a reason to believe that Eugene has given him some good information on getting these walkers out. Except, and Negan loves that. Negan's like, how's it feel to be my number 2 now? Right? And he goes, and I love this scene because Negan goes and offers a handshake, and Eugene tries to kiss his hand.
Yeah, like he's trying to kiss the ring of the king, and Negan's like, I just want a simple handshake.
Yeah.
Stand up. And now shake my hand.
He's like, Eugene, I was just trying to shake your hand. Right? I mean, that's awesome.
But that's Eugene, though. I mean, that's something that... Because his hand was kind of like this. So when your hand is like...
It was like that.
I mean, yeah, but still. I
get it.
Yeah.
Right? It was funny. And...
kiss the ring.
This is where Eugene says, I have one more piece of information for you that would top the information of us getting out of this situation.
Right.
Obviously, what he means is telling Negan who the rat is.
Right. And right before he was about to say something, the doors open. Dwight, along with the one other chick, that really buff-looking chick, come in. And, I think I can't remember what they were talking about. Just talking about trying to get out, and just maybe the walkers are starting to push through windows or something. I can't remember, but they're just coming in, giving some information to Negan, and that's when Dwight changed his mind and kind of gave another idea.
Yeah, and some made up idea,
right?
But at this point, they are days away from the herd breaking through their doors, and this is where we get to see Eugene kind of looking through the basement or wherever he is, basically finding the supplies that he needs for his plan.
Well, he actually goes back. He actually finds the coffin that Sasha was in.
Scene.
Opens it up. We kind of see the flashback of her coming out really quick. But it was her iPod that was still sitting in there. Yeah. So his idea is he's strapping the iPod to a remote control flyer device, plane basically that he's constructed. So he goes up on the roof and he is doing his talking to himself. I have plugged in the music apparatus to the flying contraption.
But
and,
speaking about that music apparatus, though, and just to go real quick back to the coffin, like that was part of his struggle, right? Like when he's seen that coffin there, it goes just back to him like struggling of, you know, he was the main reason why Sasha probably did that. And I think that's just, again, going back to his struggle, seeing that coffin. Right. But yeah, back up on the roof.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Like, here's the little plane sitting there, and he's getting ready to take off.
Right.
And it was actually a pretty good plan, right?
It was a good plan. He was going to play the music really loud, lead the walkers away, however far the plane would go, but the noise should take him away. But of course, the man, Dwight, finds him and stops him. And he's like, look, man, you're not doing this.
I thought he was going to shoot. Well, I knew he wasn't going to shoot him.
Yeah, but I thought,
like, man,
something. He could have. I mean, he was close. He was close. And even Eugene said, look, this thing's going to go up in the air. So either you shoot me or you let me do my thing.
Yeah, because I think he said something like, I'm going to save these people. Because here's Eugene. Like, Eugene's getting filled with Negan,
because he mentions, we're all saviors.
Yep.
We save.
Yep. Yeah. And Eugene's sole purpose is to save the people in there, the workers. He's thinking about them. He's a savior. He's Negan. And he's not letting go of that.
No. So Dwight doesn't kill him. The plane goes off, starts flying. And I knew right then, I was like, Dwight's just going to shoot it down, which he actually does. He shoots it down. And so that kind of ends that part. We won't go into the next piece until we get to that piece.
And we'll go into the next part that bothers the both of us, and that is the whole Daryl and Tara.
And Michonne, in a sense.
That pisses me off even more, right? It's crazy that the one person that is sane in this situation is Rosita, who in the previous season did the same thing
with Sasha.
And
that's how Sasha ended up dead.
She attacked the sanctuary on a lone gun mission. And here's Tara and Dwight.
Daryl.
Sorry. Man, that gets me every time.
I know.
But here's Daryl and Tara wanting to do the same thing.
Yeah, so their plan is to take the truck, the garbage truck that they're in, ram it through into the sanctuary to allow the walkers to flood them in and kill everyone. They don't care about the workers who are innocent, but they mentioned, well, they might go up to the second floor. Who knows? So
we forgot that reminds me of what the first part of Eugene telling Negan was. We actually do find out.
Oh.
He's going to make the bullets.
He's going to make the bullets, yeah. Negan is asking about how we can get more ammo, and he asks Eugene
what are
if
your
he can make the
thoughts on
bullets.
that? Like, it pisses me off.
The machines aren't even at the sanctuary.
So the plan is either they get the machines to Eugene, or they get Eugene to the machines.
Right, exactly.
To make as many bullets as they can, which, again, I understand they're not going to win every battle. It's just sucks because that's not how things...
Right.
Comic book wise go, but
anyway, so as they're planning, Rosita is the first, and actually we see Morgan again. Morgan comes in and says, "Hey, there's snipers sitting around the sanctuary," and Morgan
have been there since day one.
They've been there since day one, and that's where I guess Morgan left when we saw him leave from fighting Jesus. Is where he went back to. But Rosita is the first one to say, "Look, why aren't we waiting? The plan is to wait," and she says, I believe in Rick Grimes.
I love that. I loved that line. The only thing that made me mad is that's not her line.
That's not her line.
That's not her line, guys. That belongs to Maggie.
That's right.
But anyway, I love that she said it in that, because in that moment, like, here's Rosita, who in the previous season was struggling. And to see her say that, like, it even started making Michonne think. Right?
It started making Michonne think, and she actually, Rosita gave a call back to Sasha. She was like, "Look, if it took Sasha dying to make me realize this, that there are times where you need to wait, then that's what I'm going to do." And she, leaves, and that was a great callback to Sasha because it was her and Sasha who went on the lone mission, and Sasha ended up dying. So. It started making Michonne think, but she was still part of the plan.
She was still part of the plan, and again, we're just talking about like things that make us upset. This is a major storyline in this particular episode that's upset, like that bothers us. Michonne should have been the first one to say something. Right. You are Rick's girlfriend. You are the voice of Rick when he is not around, and he's captured
which they don't know, but they still have a plan in place. And right now they're diverting from that plan.
Yeah.
Michonne, for whatever, okay, you've been hurt for so long, you want to get back in action and see it, that's great. But now you want to go in and completely destroy the plan with Daryl and Tara, who are just trying to go all vigilante again, trying to end it. Morgan says the same thing. He wants to end it quickly as well. So eventually Michonne comes to her senses. She doesn't do it.
She does leave.
But unfortunately, Daryl, Tara, and along with Morgan, they continue with their stupid plan. They ram the garbage truck through the sanctuary. Daryl actually jumps out, places like a cinder block on the gas pedal, jumps out before, rams through. The Saviors hear what the heck's going on. They're battling all the walkers coming in. Some of their Saviors died. Some of the workers died. So now they're freaking out, but that pissed me off.
More importantly, it causes Eugene to completely flip a lid.
Eugene freaks out.
This is probably the most upset I've ever seen Eugene get.
I don't think he was upset. I think it was fear.
Yeah, it was
all fear.
I think it was both. I think it was everything.
Well, it could have been,
fear, regret that he even questioned Negan.
Exactly.
Because this is where he makes up his mind on what side he's going to be on. Mm-hmm. And he runs right to Gabriel.
He yells at him, basically. Yeah. And he basically tells Gabriel off. He's like, look, I know what the side I'm on. And he's on the Savior's side.
He says, I'm a savior.
I am here to save. So Negan has just got right in his head.
Yeah.
Because this whole time as the walkers are coming in, we still, we see shots of him looking at Dwight. So he's like looking at what's going on. He's looking at Dwight. Dwight is doing his part, helping to kill, survive. Mm-hmm. But Eugene just finally realizes, I'm a savior. I'm going to save.
Yeah, that's it. And maybe it's because he saw that, look, this is Rick's people that did this. And why would they risk the life of the workers? Which here it goes back to Daryl. It wasn't the plan. Rick wanted the workers to survive. Right. It's this lone act that has caused this, and maybe that's the conflict. Maybe that's the beauty in the writing. But I don't know. They didn't make it seem like that.
Well, I mean, Rosita also mentioned too. She was like, "Look, what if you guys do this plan? But plans always change. What if this doesn't work? Mm-hmm. What's going to happen?" And she didn't kind of go into detail as far as, okay, what if you die? What if something, she just kind of coming up to say, look, what if something goes wrong? For one, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
We're screwing things up. So.
And they did.
Good luck.
We get back to Rick and he's fully clothed. And I love Jadis and crew are with him.
Mm-hmm. And they're following him to the sanctuary because I think he's going to come show them what's going on.
Yep.
So as he's walking up, he kills a couple walkers. What he sees, we get a call back to kind of Father Gabriel. One of the guys was dangling head first down, and he was eaten to death by walkers.
It is definitely a foreshadowing.
of
Gabriel's death. Again, if you guys haven't caught, we won't go into detail on that. If you haven't actually listened to our Gabriel video, we'll put the link down below. Check it out. It explains Gabriel's death in the comic book, and this was a great call out to that.
Right. And so Rick finds a walkie-talkie, and he's trying to get attention to Sniper 2. Nobody's responding. So he climbs the watchtower, and as immediately when I saw him climbing, I was like, he's going to be so pissed off when he gets to the top of that thing. So he gets up there, finds a sniper rifle, looks in the scope, and the sanctuary is bone dry, clean of walkers. Why? They're all inside.
Yeah. And it almost looked like to me that not only is it bone dry outside, but it's completely clean, clear, like they've already been outside. And they've already cleaned up, which means they're free. Mm-hmm. And it's because of Daryl. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was cleaned up outside just because there wasn't a firefight outside.
Yeah.
They're all inside.
Yes, but we don't really know if it was clean because they've cleared out the walkers from the inside and then went outside and cleaned up the wreckage there.
True.
I guess we won't really find out until next episode anyway, right?
Yeah. So, like we said, good episode. Parts really annoyed us and things happened the wrong way, but hopefully it gets turned out around in the mid-season finale or later on as the story goes. So.
I don't think so. I think we'll probably be doing a video where we're quite upset too. But again, like, this is the way that the show's supposed to go. We're not supposed to be all happy all the time. There are going to be story building episodes. There are going to be episodes that are lackluster compared to others. So
that's true.
It's part of being a fan.
Yep. So stay tuned for our predictions video and thoughts for the mid-season finale coming up this weekend.
Can't believe it's already here.
Look for later in the week, probably around Thursday or Friday, for the predictions video on what our thoughts and predictions are for that. So yeah, stay tuned. Give the video a quick thumbs up if you enjoyed it.
Guys, if you like it.
Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and stay tuned for more Walking Dead. We will see you soon. We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.